Welcome back, everyone. I've just obviously come back from watching Wrestlemania, and as a weekend as a whole, it's kind of just very back and forth because night one was very disappointing, very lackluster, and I'll kind of get into it. I was just kind of overall very disappointed with night one of WrestleMania 42, and I thought we were then in for a really bad WrestleMania. However, night two showed up, showed out, and became one of my favourite nights of WrestleMania I have ever watched. It was actually unreal with some amazing matches, outshining night one so much. It was unreal. Yeah, it's actually kind of ridiculous how much better night two was, but yeah, I'm going to go through each match one by one, and I'm going to give you guys my review on what I thought of each of them, a little rating for every match, and just tell you my issues that I did have with this whole WrestleMania program, and obviously the big positives as well. The first match was the Usos and Knight versus Division in Speed. It was a decent match, but a very lackluster one. My problem with it was only 7 minutes long, so that was just very disappointing. And you'll notice throughout this whole thing, the timing of the matches, especially in night one, is what I had the biggest issue with. We had a Hulk Hogan ad every 2 minutes, like 4 minutes of Hulk Hogan ads between each match, and I'm like, we don't need this, man. We just don't need it. I was so disappointed with night one because of that, and night two, because the matches were good, I could kind of ignore it. But night one, I really couldn't because the matches were lackluster. 7 minutes this match lasted. It needed to be so much more. Though there was a good spot at the end of the match with Speed splashing Logan through the table, and I predicted obviously that the Usos and Knight would win, and then the Vision and Speed had their fallout, which was good. Perfect way to do it. Speed was kind of awesome. He did really well at the start of the match, showcasing his ability. It was really cool spots with LA Knight. It was just a rushed match. The botched 1D as well and the shenanigans just didn't help either. And to be fair, that was nothing to do with Jay. That was Jimmy botching it. So you can't go, oh, Jay botches everything. I literally gave this match like a 4 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10. It just needed more. It was so built up. It took our focus and we didn't gain much from it. So I was just very disappointed with that, you know? But hey, what can we do, I guess? The next match was Jacob Fatu versus Drew. One of the better matches of the night. Still needed a bit more out of it. It was 14 minutes, so it did have a bit more time to cook, and the result was correct with Jacob Fatu winning, and I also got that correct, but it did leave a lot to be desired. This match didn't feel unsanctioned, it needed some brutality, and 14 minutes still felt rushed. This match had a great build, and it did cook. There was nothing bad about this match with the crowd being into it, but with a similar theme to all the others, it just needed more time. The callback with the toolbox as well, and Drew not wanting to go near it, I really enjoyed that as well. But yeah, there was just no memorable spot, and that's what we need out of an unsanctioned match. So yeah, but what can you do? I gave that a 6 out of 10. Could have been much better, but yeah. The women's tag match was next, and I gave that a 6 out of 10. And for me, actually, to be fair, maybe make it a 7 out of 10 based on the return of Paige. Oh my god. It was the pop of the night. It was probably the moment of the night as well, other than maybe something else later on, which I'm going to talk about. But oh my, Paige back after 8 years not being in WWE. So awesome. I just feel so bad for Nikki Bella. But there'll definitely be a program with her, Brie, and Paige. That's definitely going to happen. So, hey, we get a bit of a win from that one. Curious to see what they do with Paige now she's back. I'm just so happy for her. Happy for all the Paige fans, including myself. She's not my favourite women's wrestler of all time, but yeah, right winners. Even though would have been awesome if it was the Bella Twins themselves, that probably would have been a bigger moment. But Paige's return kind of made that a bit better. It was a decent showcase, only 9 minutes, which is so disappointing. It needed at least double, because that lost a bit of traction. It was a good showcase. Everyone did get a little bit of a moment, but it just wasn't that much. It was such a focus on getting Paige in the ring. And my last comment on this match is I gave it a 6 out of 10. And Alexa and Charlotte's gears were so awesome. Oh my. It's actually unreal. They looked so good. It's like, I can't even, yeah. Such a good entrance for those two. Yeah, the next match is Becky versus AJ Lee. I gave this a 5 out of 10. The correct winner being Becky, I predicted that as well, but it was just a repeat of the Elimination Chamber match, but shorter and worse. The difference in the Elimination Chamber match and this one was the Elimination Chamber match was so much better. Becky and AJ didn't look bad, don't get me wrong. They wrestled well, but only 8 minutes was just so short. And the lip-syncing entrance from the live band for Becky's shit entrance theme was so ass. Yeah. And also we've learned if you come out with kids, aka AJ Lee, and come to the ring, you are going to lose the match. John Cena came out with Make-A-Wish kids and still lost. Turns out, you come out with kids, you lose your match. That's just how it is. Next up is the first match I predicted incorrectly the result for, and that is Seth Rollins versus Gunther. the best match of night 1. So good, could have done with maybe 5 more minutes, but the match time was so much more better. 15 minutes cooked. 5 more minutes? 8 more minutes even, maybe? Could have been a 10 out of 10 match. Seth's entrance with the blacked out eyes was aura. The smoke coming off of him was so good. The spots were awesome. Gunther looked really good. Seth looked really good. And the return of Breaker costing Seth meant that Seth didn't look bad. Gunther looked great. And they both came out of that match. 2 people that couldn't afford to lose, coming out of it well. No one lost this match. In reality, it didn't ruin either wrestler. I gave it an 8 out of 10. It was such a good match. Really good. It cooked. Seth, I think, is Mr. WrestleMania. Even with a rushed build, genuinely, people say it might be some other people, but I can't lie to you, like, he's the new Shawn. Like, genuinely, this man can put on a 5-star match with anyone, and this was a 4-star match. Could have been 5 with a timing issue, but hey, you just gotta let it be good for what it is. A 2-week build, rushed match. Best match of the night. What can I say, really? The next match was Liv versus Stephanie. My favourite and most looking forward to match. And the match that gave me the most disappointment. This was nothing to do with Liv Morgan and Stephanie. On their entrances, Liv's entrance was pretty cool. Stephanie's entrance was also really cool. But the match with the best build was ruined because they gave them 7 minutes. A 7-minute match. I'm actually so annoyed at that. I hope they have a rematch that cooks, because this shit needed double, triple 7 minutes. The women did the best they could in the little time they were given. There was shenanigans, obviously. Roxanne, by the way, her gear for interfering. I got it wrong about... So I predicted Liv would win, but I did get the betrayal wrong. I thought that would happen. It didn't, so we'll see when they start cooking with that. And I can't wait to see that. I'm glad she got to appear. Same with Raquel. Even though they got their WrestleMania moment in helping their friend win their match. I'm glad to see that, even though there could have been like a US title Fatal 4-Way that included Roxy, or a Women's Intercontinental title, but maybe a bigger match for that included them both. But, you know, I'm hoping they get a decent push. And maybe we have a Roxy versus Liv thing. That was really cool. And yeah, the shenanigans happened that led to Liv's win. New women's champ. She did deserve that win. I mean, Stephanie also would have deserved the retain. It could have gone both ways, but I am so fuming that they weren't given enough time, which is why I gave it a 5 out of 10. It could have been. It's just a match that I'm going to think about for the next few years. What could have been? You know what I'm saying? Finally, the main event. This main event was a bit all over the place. 7 out of 10 is what I gave it. And there's a main reason for this. It was a solid match. It was such a solid match. Like, Cody and Randy cooked. And this is because of a man called Jelly Roll. Let's just go through this. Randy's entrance was alright, but Cody's was so good. I loved that entrance of Cody showing his old gears. That was so good. McAfee being taken out, put through a table by Jelly Roll. Perfect. Jelly Roll got a huge pop. Jelly Roll looked such like a good babyface character. Getting Pat McAfee out of there so it could be a one-on-one match. They did a good match. Cody was being booed and he played into it, sort of hinting at that heel turn. I'm loving it. They swapped finishers. That was so cool. Cody's RKO on Randy was amazing. The crossroads from Randy on Cody was good. The ref then went down, and then for some reason, making this match pretty poor, Pat McAfee came out. He counted slow, leading to Randy not getting the win, and then Cody taking advantage to retain, because Randy RKO'd Pat McAfee. They included him for 2 weeks, and then they broke up. What the hell was the point? We just didn't need McAfee. Anyway, I'm not going to rant about that too much. Solid match. It just wasn't what it could have been. Bit of a mess. The end kind of ruined it. But Randy finally hitting the punt on Cody and leading and hinting that the feud will continue was very nice. Hope Cody's okay as well, because he was proper busted open at the end of that match. His eye was like sealed shut, it looked like. Yeah, it was kind of outrageous. But overall, night 1, I literally gave like a 6 out of 10. I think it could have been. It's a what could have been night. There was a couple matches that saved it. Without the Cody-Randy match being okay, and without Seth versus Gunther, this would have been the worst night of all time. And to be honest, it's probably one of the worst nights of WrestleMania of all time. Genuinely one of the worst nights of all time. That's all for my night 1 review. Please tell me what you guys thought. The night 2 review will be up soon after this one. So yeah, keep an eye out for that one. I'll put it in the description of this video once that one's out. Same with the other. Back and forth. Alright. See you a lot later. Bye bye.